Hello, hello, hello. It looks like we are live and in living color. Hopefully, today's live stream goes a little bit better than yesterday's. Yesterday, I think my internet temporarily dropped off of line and some of it glitched out. Most of the live stream, I believe, worked, but it got kind of messed up at the 6 minute mark. That's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and try and get this figured out. Today, I want to spend some time showing you how you can make $100 per day with graphic design. This video is going to be a step-by-step video. It's going to cover everything from finding traffic to maybe learning a skill that you don't know or already learn or know, how to maybe make it more passive, so how you can outsource some of this content or some of this some of this work so that you can make it more passive, and the types of jobs that essentially that you could apply for. But let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Alston Godbolt, and normally I create content to help you start generating passive income with affiliate marketing and other ways to make money online. So if that's something that you're interested, you want to learn how to start generating passive income and essentially make money online, go ahead and like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it and let's get started. So I have this little handout here that I did up beforehand, and we're going to cover, like I said, where you can learn graphic design, the tools that you can use, both free and paid, where you can find jobs or the type of jobs that you could essentially apply for, traffic, and also the last one is something called service arbitrage that I'll talk about at the very end. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So graphic design is a very popular type of way to start making money online. It is large. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of different places that you can go. It's a skill that you can learn. You don't need to be an expert in graphic design, or you don't need to be an expert in the different avenues of graphic design. It's something that you can learn, and I have a few different places that you can go to learn it. So if I unblock these out here, two places that you can go to learn graphic design is one is YouTube, so that's absolutely free. What I like to do, and what I did when I started learning WordPress, is if I didn't know how to do something, I'd jump over to YouTube and I type in how to install a plugin. And you could basically do the same thing with graphic design, how to render a graphic in a .psd in a Photoshop file. You do that, you just spend a little bit of time on YouTube, and once you learn a skill, you will learn it and apply it. You'll have it forever. So the great thing about YouTube is you can find just about everything that you need on YouTube. It may be scattered, it may be a little disjointed, but YouTube is a good opportunity to find how to do things with graphic design, and you can start 100% from scratch. But then if you're looking for a paid method, you're looking for a different way, maybe a more structured way, a more step-by-step way to learn different types of graphic design, or how to maybe create a logo or how to create animation, you can go to a website like Udemy. Udemy offers courses. The courses are usually like $9.99, maybe $15.99, something like that, where you can register for this course and you have lifetime access. Now, these people on Udemy, I actually have a few Udemy courses myself, they have spent some time trying to teach a topic that they're interested in. You can register, you can ask questions, you can be a part of a community, and Udemy is usually a good way to go if you need a little bit more structure. YouTube is great if you have a quick question, maybe it's an unstructured, you don't really know what you're asking for just yet, but Udemy is great if you want a little bit more structure, a little bit more regiment, something that's a little bit more hand-holdy. Now, there are other course sites out there like Skillshare, Teachable, I think, is another one. There are tons of them out there, but I always talk about Udemy because I have my courses on Udemy. After step one, which is learning graphic design, step two is simply just getting tools. Now, there are a ton of tools out there, both free and both paid. I recommend that you start off with free tools. Now, there is a trade-off between free and paid. Free tools are usually a little bit more cumbersome, not necessarily in every instance. For example, Canva will not give you the same flexibility or as much flexibility as Affinity Photo, but they can both work to do the same thing. So some of the free tools that I have are Canva, GIMP, Vector, and Inkscape. Canva is actually a web app, so you go to canva.com. GIMP, Vector, and Inkscape are basically open source or free software in which you can download to your computer, whether you have a Mac or a PC, and you can manipulate those there. So you'll probably spend a little bit longer time trying to learn how to use your tools, especially if they're free, because they, like I said, they're a little bit more cumbersome. They're not as easy. You might have to take 3 steps to do something that would only take you 1 or 2 with a paid method. But if you're just starting off a business and you don't have any money, you can start off with these 4 and you can get up and running right away. So you could start your online business today, right now. After this video, you could basically go out and start doing graphic design and open up your shop essentially. So I talked about the free. Here are a few paid. I like Affinity Photo when I am creating my YouTube thumbnails. That's my go-to recommend. In the beginning, I started off with Canva. Canva is 100% free. As I mentioned, there are a few different limitations. I like Affinity Photo because, in my opinion, it is an exact match to Photoshop at a fraction of the price. So with Photoshop, I think you pay a monthly or annual fee. With Affinity Photo and the Affinity family, I should say, you pay a one-time fee. I paid $50 for Affinity Photo, and that's my go-to. That's my go-to photo editor when I'm creating any type of photo. And so I have on here Photoshop and Adobe Family. Photoshop and Adobe Family are going to be premium paid services, but they're going to give you the most bang for their buck. There's also going to be a ton more tutorials, how-tos, guides, walkthroughs with these other ones versus maybe something like Canva, GIMP, Vector, or Inkscape. And then now that we've talked about some of the tools that you need, I'm sure there are maybe 10 or 15 more tools that you could use. I just wrote down the top 4 or 5 that I have used in the past. And so let's jump over to jobs. So the types of jobs that you could go out and get today as a graphic designer. T-shirt design is a big one. And T-shirt design has a ton of different opportunities. So if we just talk about T-shirt design, what you could do and what people are doing is, let's say there's a Facebook group about your favorite political figure, right? These Facebook groups have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. And anytime something happens in the world, someone is creating a quotable, someone is saying something either quotable or creating a funny meme, whatever it may be, within these Facebook groups. You can take those quotables, those funny, introspective, interesting quotes, and you could put those on a t-shirt with a graphic that you create, and then you could actually put that back in the Facebook group and sell it. So that's actually kind of an easy, low-hanging fruit to make $100 per day. So what you could do is you could create a graphic, let's say in Adobe or Affinity Photo. You can upload it to a website like Teespring, and then you could put the link to your store back into that Facebook group. And anytime someone buys, let's say the t-shirt is $25, you get paid 15 of that 25. You basically just need to sell 8 t-shirts, 7 t-shirts in order to make $100 per day. You can do that over and over again. You can do that with Instagram. You can do that with Facebook. You can even do that with Twitter. If you are fast enough and you can jump on a trending hashtag, you can do it that way. Another thing that you can do is logo design. And logo design can get very detailed or it can get very basic. And the great thing with logo design is you can do that for free with Canva, or you can actually get a little bit more detail, a little bit more intricate using either Photoshop or the Affinity family. I'll probably do that a few times. Next is typography. So if there's a company out there that wants to rebrand, they want to use maybe different type of branding, different type of marketing, they will typically turn to someone that's in someone that's in graphic design, and you can work with them on a contract. You can get hired on. You can be a temp in order to start creating and changing their typography. So marketing, typography, easy for me to say. And so this is another way that you can potentially make $100 per day or more just with graphic design. And as I mentioned, the great thing with graphic design is you don't need to be an expert. You need to have the foundation, the basics. And if there's something that your client needs done and you don't know, jump over to YouTube or jump over to Udemy and learn that skill, and then you can apply it. The next one that many people aren't aware of or don't talk about is actually user interface or user UX UI for websites. So how the user graphics, the user interface for websites, graphic designers work with web designers in order to come up with something that will be engaging and captivating for the customer. So again, you can get contracted to do something like that. You can work with companies of all sizes because every company should have some sort of website. So these are all different types of jobs that you could start working with. Another job that many people don't talk about. The last two are actually very, very, very low hanging fruit, believe it or not. You could make $25, you could make $50 per channel art design. So basically, the way that you want to do this is you can either put a gig on Fiverr, Upwork, people per hour, or you could reach out to YouTube channels that have maybe, let's say, between 500 and 1,000 subscribers, and say, hey, your channel art is not very good. Let me fix that for you, and I'll only charge you $25. And then you can go in there and you can improve their channel art, and you can actually do all of this right in Canva if you're starting off for free. Send it back to them, and they pay you. What I'd recommend is you get half up front and then get half when the job is complete. Now, it sounds like a lot of work, but if you're just getting started, you need to put in this type of legwork in order to start making money online. And again, with YouTube channel art, it's a numbers game. Just look for channels, and this can go for any niche within YouTube. There are millions of channels. You simply find one that has between 500 and 1,000 500 and 1,000 subscribers, because you know that they're serious about getting subscribers. Email them. Usually you can find their email. If I go over to my YouTube channel, you can find their email by going to the About section and then going down to View Email Address. You click on that, and the email address will pop up. You can send them an email that you templated. You could just say something as simple as, you could say something as simple as, hey, my name is Alston and I'm a graphic designer. I see that you have a YouTube thumbnail, which means you're serious about growing your YouTube channel. What I'd like to do is I'd like to improve your YouTube thumbnail or your YouTube channel art, because we know the better the channel art, the more people that will subscribe and follow your channel. So let me improve your channel art so that you can get more subscribers and essentially make more money. So that's what I would do if I were just getting started and looking to start making money. And then with YouTube thumbnails are the way, if I go back over to my videos, YouTube thumbnails are the way the thumbnails appear here. And thumbnails are critically important to a YouTuber. If you're not familiar, if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you don't keep up with a YouTube channel, the thumbnail is the first thing that a viewer sees when they come to the channel. And it's also ultimately the deciding factor between someone watching and not watching the video. For example, I'm sure you saw this thumbnail that you're watching right now and said, sure, I want to know how to make $100 with graphic design. It lets me know exactly what the video is going to be about, and it's engaging. And for people that are in the know with YouTube, or that at least create frequent content with YouTube, you need to have at least a click-through rate of at least 3% to grow. For YouTube to push your videos out there, you need to have a click-through rate of at least 3%. And so your thumbnail will either get you above 3% or below. And so you can create thumbnails. You can actually, again, you could reach out to different YouTube channels and say, hey, I'm a graphic designer. Let me make a template for you, and pay me $25. I'll make like 50 of these or whatever, your next 25 or 50, and you can start making money that way. So again, YouTube thumbnails is a good way, and it's very simple. Just find a channel that has somewhere more than 500 subscribers. Look at their thumbnails, reach out and just tell them you want to improve their thumbnails. Now, what most people are going to want to see is they're going to want to see some proof. So what I would do is I would have a free website. I would have somewhere where you have a portfolio with a list of things that you've done. Now, you could potentially put this portfolio in like LinkedIn or your Facebook page, and then point people to your Facebook page if you can't afford a website. So I would have a portfolio with T-shirt designs, logos designs, typography, UX, UI, YouTube channel art, and YouTube thumbnails, so that when people want to see proof, you can point them to that location. Ultimately, you want to have your own website, but if you're just getting started, point them to a Facebook page or your own YouTube channel. And that's another way that I'm going to talk about traffic in just a moment, but point them somewhere where they can see that you can do what you can do. All right, so now the most important aspect of this is traffic. Now, traffic is either going to make or break your business. And I'm going to show you all the different ways that you could start generating traffic for your business here. What's going on? All right, so we copy that. Click none. All right, so The easiest way to start getting traffic, but also the most competitive, are freelancing websites. So you can go to a website like Upwork, Fiverr, People Per Hour, and 99 Designs, and you can list your abilities or your skills, and you can also apply to different gigs. So what will happen is like 99 Design. Let's try People Per Hour here. Let's say people. CEO people per hour. So we're going to peopleperhour.com. And this is one of the major freelancing websites out there. And what you can do is you can either post your skills or ability, or you can go over to search and you can go down to search projects and you can type in logo design. For example, we'll say logo design, hit enter. And as you can see, you can make $30 per hour with logo design. So we're talking about you work, 4 hours, you make $100 per day. What I'd recommend is that apply to all of these because people will respond at different intervals. And they're going to be pretty competitive. There are tons of people that are trolling these websites looking to find jobs, looking to find gigs. So one way, which is the easiest and also the most competitive, are these 4 freelancing websites. Now, there are a ton of them out there. I just listed the 4 off the top of my head. What will also happen eventually is as you start getting gigs and jobs on these freelancing websites, people will send you a DM or a direct message and say, hey, I see that you have a bunch of work done. Can you do this for me? Of course you can, and you just make sure you set the appropriate expectations. But way number 1 is with your freelancing websites. The second way is actually with YouTube. Now, instead of reaching out to people, instead of reaching out to YouTube channels, what you can actually do is you can create your designs, you create your logos, create your t-shirt designs, create a YouTube channel where you're showing people your methodology. You're showing people how you design logos and t-shirts. People will watch that and they will reach out to you and they'll want to work with you. You can also start generating passive income once you get 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, which is the minimum requirement to start running ads on your website. But believe it or not, people are turning to YouTube because it is a search engine. They're turning to YouTube to find people to do different jobs. And if you can create videos maybe every other day, every 3 or 4 days, showing how you design a t-shirt, and then you just kind of do like a voiceover afterwards, or just straight audio or music, excuse me. So like if we jumped over to YouTube and we'll say animation, and that's another option. Animation, we'll say why don't we say how to design a logo. And as you can see here, people are showing you how to design a logo, how to create a logo. And because you show that you have a level of knowledge and skill that is proven, this YouTube video basically is you proving that you can do what you're saying you're doing. People are going to contact you. They're going to click on your video, they'll watch your video, they're going to click on your about, and they're going to send you an email and say, I want to work with you. When they want to work with you, you can charge them $30 per hour, $50 per hour to do these custom designs. So YouTube is a great way, and it's kind of a twofold. You start building a passive income in a few different ways. So after YouTube is blogging, you can always spend some time writing about your drawings, how you come up with different ideas. If you do it within, let's say, Medium, you can get found within the Medium website. You can also use search engine optimization. If you have your own website, you can go that route. Another way, which works really well, as I mentioned, is with social media. So with Facebook, you can join Facebook groups behind your favorite political figure, your favorite fast food restaurant, whatever it may be. You can also create your own Facebook group. You can create your own Facebook page. You can reach out to small businesses that you have networked with through Facebook. So let's say you go to a bar, a nightclub, a restaurant, or even let's say a lawn care business. You can reach out to them and say, I want to update your logo. I want to refresh in your logo, and you can start making money that way. I want to create a whole new marketing kit for you, and you can make $100, $200 that way. So Facebook is one way. TikTok is another great way. You can show people that you know what you're doing. You can do time-lapse videos where you're creating, let's say, a logo, and while TikTok only allows up to 60-second videos. You could basically just 3 or 4x that video and then put it up on TikTok. Instagram is another great way. It's a social media platform which features images, so it's a perfect place. Twitter is another great way. The interesting with Twitter is people do use it for a search. So if we jumped over to Twitter, let's say, so if we jump over to Twitter and we use search, we type in graphic design, people are often asking, and this is kind of surprising, people are going to say, hey, does anyone know of a great graphic designer? But what we'll type in is graphic design. As you can see, graphic design has 240 tweets in the last hour, and I can assure you that all 240 of those tweets aren't mine. So if we jump in, as you can see, people are uploading different graphics that they've created, and this has been retweeted 550 times. It's been liked over 1.7 thousand times, and this is a great way to get exposure to stuff that you've created. Graphic design forums, as you can see here, someone will be asking eventually, I need help with graphic design, I have a question, I have a problem, and you can start finding jobs that way. So graphic design, believe it or not, can be done over Twitter and even really any social media network. All right, so another way that you can find jobs is with Indeed. Indeed is a search engine for job postings, job listings. You can also use Google. So if you jump over to Google and you type in graphic design jobs, Google will now report some here. As you can see, entry-level graphic designer. But what we want to do is we want to be freelance. We want to own our own business instead of work for somebody else. But as you can see, Indeed is down here as well. After job posting, you can actually reach out to local businesses. This might be a better way to go because most local businesses only want to work with other local businesses. And what you can do is you can join local area businesses. Here in Kenosha, for example, we have something called KABA. It's the Kenosha Area Business Alliance. And so all of the businesses, or most of the businesses in Kenosha, are affiliated with KABA. So you attend one of those meetings, you attend maybe a convention, and you say, hey, I do logo design and I'm local, and I'll come meet you at your office. People are willing to work with you. And again, you own and control your own business. Now, here is a way to 10x your business. It's called service arbitrage. Now, basically what service arbitrage is, you are getting hired for one job and then you're basically subcontracting that out. For example, what we could do is, let's say we find 10 gigs within my city, within Kenosha. I'm working with a laundromat, I'm working with lawn care, I'm working with a local restaurant, and so on. Instead of me going through and doing all of those jobs, I could hire it out. I could go up to these freelancing websites and I could contract it out. The great thing about this is that this becomes a semi-passive business where you're making money with doing very little work. You're just kind of like the figurehead for your business. You are reaching out to the local businesses, you're building that relationship, and then you are basically hiring somebody out. And the great thing with Fiverr is you can actually contract people out to do very good work for like $5 or $10. So if we jump over to Fiverr.com, let's see, Fiverr, and just to kind of show you, earlier this week I paid $25 for a person to design 5 t-shirts for me, and I'll show you what those t-shirts look like over on Teespring if that's something that you're interested in. So if we say logo design, we jump over to logo design. So what we've done is we've contacted 10 businesses and we told them that we're going to refresh their logo. Each business is going to pay us, let's say, $50 for a logo. So 50 times 10, we basically have about $500 to play with. What we can do is we can jump over to a website like Fiverr and pay someone $20. We can find some that are cheaper that have a high rating because we know that they do quality work. If we scroll down here, it looks like everyone has raised their prices a little bit. Here's one for $10, but they have a 5-star rating and they have 35 reviews. So we could take advantage of a website like Fiverr if we want to outsource the work. As you can see, you can scroll through. And let me show you what I paid for over on Teespring. I wonder, let's see how easy I can get to it. So what I did is I paid a person, if I jump back over to Fiverr here, I paid a person $25 to come up with 5 designs. Why didn't that work? And what that person did is they returned 5 designs within 24 hours. It was pretty fast. So Amazing FR is who I contracted with, $25. And so he really just needs 4 of these a day, and he has met the requirement. So here we go. He basically just does this all day. He has 34 reviews. I wonder, this says 180. I wonder how many people he's actually worked with. I could find that if I wanted to spend the time. But if I jump over to Teespring, and I mentioned this earlier, you could do this for yourself. If I go over to my listings, I paid. So here's one of the designs that I paid for. Just a simple escape the cubicle design here. So here's one example. And you can do this over and over again. In fact, you could reach out to small businesses and let them know that this is a way to make more money. Be your own boss. A very simple design here. But this is something that I don't have the skill or the ability to do. So here's another one. Escape the 9 to 5. These are very basic, very simple t-shirts, but he made $25 off of something that I wasn't able to do. If I scroll down, if I take a look at one more, the sad truth is no one got rich working a 9 to 5. Now, you could put a t-shirt like this into a Facebook group. In fact, that's what I'm going to do right now, just to show you how easy this is. I am going to jump back over. Actually, I'm going to click View and Store. I've never done this before, so we're doing this live. We'll do it live. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put this in a Facebook group that I know. Facebook, why can't I do this? In a Facebook group that I know that is interested in affiliate marketing, working from home, passive income. So I jump over to Facebook. I'm going to go to my groups here. Let's see, groups. And then I'm just going to find an affiliate marketing group, and I'm going to paste it in. Now, I'll probably get a lot of likes and shares. Maybe not many people will buy it, but this is an opportunity. So right here, affiliate marketing. And if this works a little bit faster, we can get going. Affiliate marketing. And what I'll do is I'll just paste this right in here. I'll put in, we'll say something like, check out this new t-shirt. And then I can paste that here. Whoops, I put our shirt. All right, so check out this new t-shirt. And it's going to generate a preview, and I just paste it in. People click on it, they'll like it, they'll subscribe, they'll share, whatever. But that's what you can do, and you can do this for any niche. So if I just post that here, and I think because I don't own this group, I'm not a moderator in this group, I might have to get this approved first. But you can do this exact same thing. This shirt is selling for, this shirt's $24.99, and I think I get like $15 of this. The other amount goes to Teespring. I sell, what's 100 divided by 15? 100 divided by 15 is 6. So if I sell 7 of these shirts, I make $100 per day. And you can just keep doing this. Teespring is 100% free. You can create a bunch of these t-shirts. You can spend money to promote them if you want to, but you can do this getting started 100% for free. So I hope you got value out of this video. If you got value, make sure that you like, subscribe, ring the bell notification. Also, if you want to know my #1 recommended way to start generating passive income meaning it's 100% hands off. I create something, let's say a YouTube video, and I get paid with either affiliate marketing or with ad revenue months and years later. I want you to click the first link in the description or go to alstongodbolt.com/start. All right, thanks for watching. You guys have a great night.